Hello divers, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I am Lucy if you are new, and on my channel I post Christian content. I used to do it weekly, but now I'm focusing on my Instagram account and only posting on my YouTube channel once a month. Before quarantine actually, I said that when I reached 500 followers on my Instagram, I would do a testimony of some sort and a giveaway of some sort. Obviously, it's kind of hard for me to do a giveaway during quarantine because I can't get hold of things. But I promise you guys that I'll do a giveaway as soon as this is all over. But I also did promise you a testimony, so I'm doing a long kind of testimony thing on my YouTube channel, and then on my Instagram you will be able to see a shortened down version of my testimony, because I've exceeded 500 and gone to 600, is it? I'm not sure. But yeah, I'm really grateful for that. So if you're new, please make sure you subscribe for my monthly content, and if you haven't already, follow my Instagram, make sure you do that. It is Diving Deeper LM, because there'll be more content on there from now on. But without further ado, the testimony is here, guys.
Just because you're a Christian your whole life doesn't mean God cannot work through you and do miracles. It doesn't have to be like this massive, I'm a drug dealer, but I found God. I'm lived on the streets, but I found God. It can just be as simple as I was born into a Christian family and God worked through me. The first part of my planning was to just introduce myself, and I've kind of done that. Basically, I'm Lucy Moore and I'm 17. I go to college, I do health and social care. I'm planning on being a social worker and through that going to uni and things like that. I also want to take a gap year, maybe go travelling, do Youth for Christ, do different mission trips, I'm not sure really what else I can introduce myself with. Yeah, that is an introduction of myself.
First off, as I've already said, I grew up in a Christian home, and yeah, that's the ground basis of my testimony. I grew up in a Christian home, and it wasn't a sort of thing where my parents forced it upon me, because I know some of my Christian friends, their parents forced it upon them and said, you will go to church, you will do this, you will go to youth, you will be friends with only Christian people. But my parents weren't like that. They were like, if you do you, if you don't want to be a Christian, that's fine. If you do want to be a Christian, that's also fine. So it wasn't forced upon me. But then on the flip side of that, I was happy going to church with them because I grew up with it. It was kind of like a normal thing to go to kids' church on a Sunday, get a snack and drink, read a bit of the Bible story and colouring. That was a normal thing. And so yeah, I've just grown up with it as a normal thing in my family home.
Edgefest/Edge Ministries. I'll put the link in the bio, but who knows if it's on this year because of quarantine. But yeah, they have Instagram and social media, so you can go and check out what they're all about. But I've been to that camp every year, so 17 years of my life, and I guess yeah, that's also been a normal thing. And in 2012, at the age of 9, I got baptised there. But to this day, I don't think it was anything major. Oh my gosh, Lucy is bowing down to Jesus. I think it was mainly the fact that my older sister got baptised there the year before, and I was like, oh my gosh, yes, I'm going to do the same thing. So I don't think it was anything special. I think I could have waited to make it more, this is what I want to do, because I was 12 and I didn't have a clue what was going on. But it's fine because I'm a Christian now. I know my Lord and Saviour, so it's fine that I'm baptised. I got baptised at the age of 12.
I'm trying to go through my whole life, but kind of don't remember anything before secondary school except the fact that I got baptised and I grew up in a Christian home. There wasn't really anything special, so yeah, that's that. I started secondary school. It was it's living two separate lives. So one life was getting drunk on the streets in year 7 and year 8, and yeah, just mingling around as the car park, McDonald's car park.
And then another life was with church, camp, and I was yeah, I feel loved. and like it's kind of a relaxed Lucy instead of like getting drunk. You see the two different personalities.
At the end of year 7, my parents got a divorce, and yeah, basically my dad turned against me and loved my other siblings. I have 3 siblings, 1 older sister, 1 younger sister and 1 younger brother, and he basically just turned against me and was like, no, I don't want anything to do with you, but was fine with the other ones. And he was just saying things, it went on for quite a long time. It went on for about 2 years, and he was just saying quite mean things to me over message and in person. And yeah, that was when I kind of realised, right, Jesus is the one that is only gonna is gonna be the constant love. And if I feel unlovable by my friends, he's gonna be the friend that loves me. If I feel unlovable by my dad, he is gonna be the one that loves me. If I feel unlovable if I feel unlovable by my teacher, he is going to be the teacher that loves me. He will be the only true one constant person that will love you no matter what. And I'm not saying that no one ever, I'm not saying that people are going to love you for a while and then stop loving you. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying Jesus is going to be the constant person that is like, I love you no matter what. Humans are broken people and they're going to hurt people. Jesus, however, is the true God. And then by the end of year 8, my mum decided that she was going to move like 20 minutes down the road from where my dad lived and like further away. So I was like, right, I can either have a fresh start, not have 2 separate lives, or I can carry on having 2 separate lives in a new place. And I was like, you know what, I'm moving to a new place, I'm going to have a fresh start. And it was at that point I was like, I want to get drunk on the streets and be with the populars, or I want to be humble and love Jesus, and decide to follow him. It was the summer of finishing year 8 going into year 9, and I was like praying loads, and I was like, God, I don't know if you're real, if you're not real, if I want to be a Christian, if I don't want to be a Christian, if I want to be with the populars and getting drunk, or if I want to be with you and loving on people. And I was really praying and tackling the word, talking to loads of people, like summing up what I'm going to do. And I then realised, I was like, weighed up my pros and cons. I was like, I think Jesus is real, I'm just going to give it a go. And it was that day, and I was like, the best decision of my life. And yeah, so that summer when I decided, I was like, I'm going to follow Jesus and start afresh in a new school, start afresh in a new place. I felt the Holy Spirit more, I was speaking to God more, I was walking with the Lord in my daily tasks more. And yeah, I know loads of people, when they do their testimonies, they're like, this happened, Jesus did this, Jesus did that, Jesus saved me from this. I don't really have loads of things like that, but I have had many, Jesus said this to me, Jesus said that to me, this is spoken so clearly into that situation. So many of them moments, I can't even tell you how many, so many. Jesus wants to speak to you. And then when me and my family, apart from my dad because he was still living in the place that we used to live, me, my mum and my 3 siblings, we moved to this new place. In that summer my mum was diagnosed as an alcoholic, and that came with so many struggles because obviously different alcoholics have different stories and how they deal with the alcohol consumption. But what my mum would do, she would go out the house, not tell us, buy loads of alcohol, go to a park or a beach or the woods, and then message us and would say things like, I'm sorry, I'm a crap mum, what I'm doing now, you'll realise why I'm doing it because I love you in the future, da 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 da. And only me and my older sister would realise that she's gone out from the house. We would realise that we've all got these messages, and we'd have to scramble at the age of 14, 15, try and find our mum, try and figure out if we're going to tell our siblings. And Dad, my darling, was dreadful. But during the summer of us moving there, we obviously went to this camp called Edgefest, and at the start of the week I was like, I might start a Christian YouTube channel. And then towards the end of the week I completely forgot about it, and it was on the last night I was like, oh yeah, I was planning on starting a YouTube channel. And this was on the morning, and I was like, oh yeah, the YouTube channel, do I still want to do that? And I was like, God, if you want me to do it, like, speak to me. And during the day I went to like the youth meeting, and there was like someone had a word or picture for me, and it was something like, you're gonna, like, God's got great plans for you. And I didn't think anything of it, and cause that's like a classic, God's got great plans for you. Yes, I know, God loves me and he has plans for me. So I didn't think anything of it. I was like, great, he has plans for me, I'm loving life. I've just like decided this summer that I'm gonna follow him, and now he's got great plans for me. So I didn't think anything of it, and then on the night, I literally didn't think anything of the YouTube thing, and we were having like a response type of thing after worship, and one of the youth leaders was praying for me, and I fell in the spirit, which is kind of like, Christians believe that Holy Spirit can take over the body, and people react to it in different ways. Some people laugh, some people cry, some people, I don't know, fall in the spirit, like kind of like a faint, but it's not a faint, like you don't need to call an ambulance. It's a faint in the spirit, and you'll wake up like after God's spoken to you. So my way is crying and falling in the spirit, and I fell in the spirit, and the youth leader was like still praying for me, and God was speaking to me about loads of different things. And then when I woke up, my youth leader had this picture for me. So it was me driving the train, and then Cole in the back, and she was like, I don't know what it means, so you'll have to go and pray about it. And as soon as she said the picture, I was like, the YouTube channel. And basically it meant God was saying, you are going to drive people to Jesus through this YouTube channel, and the call in the back are metaphorically people that are going to get fired up for Jesus. I hope that makes sense. This was in the summer, and then obviously we moved to a different place during that summer. We moved to a different school, and I hadn't started the school yet, and so during that summer I set up this whole YouTube channel that I'm talking to you on, and this was in 2017, so 3 years ago, I don't know, 3 years ago. And I was obviously scared to start this new school and be like, I'm a Christian!
It was scary to start this new school and be like, I'm a Christian, and talk openly about it. But I knew God had called me to be an evangelist, and although I had my ups and downs of people asking me questions and me being like, no, and then me being like, blah, blah, I've had my ups and downs of it, but God gives you strength, God gives you the words, it's not you. I'm starting to learn that when people ask me questions, it's like, it's God, like, don't be so hard on yourself. But yeah, as time went on, I was at that school from year 9 to year 11, and people learned that I was this Christian girl in school. And although there was like a stigma about me, I didn't mind, because it was like people respected the fact that I had such a strong belief in God. People respected that me so much that they sometimes come to me and be like, look, I don't believe in this God that you believe in, but I'm struggling with this, so can you pray for me? And I'd be like, sure thing.
At the end of my year 10 academic year, I was walking home from school, and I got this picture, because this is the Holy Spirit, and
I got a picture of a crocodile, and I felt the Lord say, your year 11 academic year is going to be real tough. And I was like, I know, it's year 11, I've got exams. And he was like, no, it's going to be real tough. And I was like, I know, it's year 11, I've got exams. And he was like, no, Lucy, I'm being serious. It's not about the exams, it's going to be real tough. I was like, thanks for letting me know. Maybe a month after I got that picture, my mum said to me, Lucy, I'm thinking of moving 6 hours away from where we are now. And I was like, I was really happy about it, because where she was planning on moving was where we had more family and friends, but then also it meant that me and my older sister would have to live with my grandma and stay in the place that we were to finish off our academic years, because I didn't want to like move to a different school during year 11. And So yeah, she basically moved in 2018, at the end of 2018, and this is what God was talking about in the crocodile picture. So during that year of me being in year 11 and my two younger siblings and my mum being 6 hours away from me, I had to conquer this. Okay, so my mum is obviously an alcoholic, I've told you that before, and when she moved down, like, her going out and getting drunk at a beach or something happened more regularly.
January of 2019, my dad got diagnosed with cancer, so then I was worried about my mum, I was worried about my siblings. I was trying to weigh up and decide if I wanted to see my dad before he died or not, because he was still mean to me even though he had cancer. I was also trying to focus on my exams and pass them so I could have like a life without like worrying about my mum or worrying about my sister, and have a life to do my social work degree and be a social worker, like I said in the past previously. And then also where I was living, I didn't have much support. I went to a church, but I didn't really have friends that I connected with. I had like maybe 1 or 2 youth leaders, but I didn't see them that much, and they didn't really know as much as they should know to support me. I had friends from school that were great, and I had teachers from school that were great, and I suggest having non-Christian support because they can be great too. And obviously I had my grandma and my older sister, but then Christian support network wise, it was all where my family lived. And so meanwhile all this is going on, I'm trying to get support from my non-Christian support from school, but then also trying to, on my own and support from afar, get non-Christian advice into my head, Christian advice into my head too. So that was really hard. So in the summer of 2019, I finished my academic year. I can say that through all of that, I passed my exams, because you know what? Jesus has a plan for your life and my life. I passed all of my exams through that. I'm sorry, but that is Jesus right there. And when I moved back, I was like, great, I can keep an eye on my mum, I can protect my siblings. But you know what? That is not my job. That is Jesus' job. My dad, I can say I did speak to my dad. Before he passed, and it was really nice to forgive him and reconcile with him before he went to heaven with Jesus. That was really nice.
And in January of 2020, so a few months ago, I was at this youth event, and one of my youth leaders got this picture for me, and it was of me, my 4 siblings in one roller coaster carriage thing, and then my mum and God in another separate roller coaster carriage thing. And God was basically saying for it, like, mum needs to have her own journey of this like addiction, and she needs to go on that journey with God. Like, us and me and my siblings, it's not our job to protect her anymore from this addiction or this disease. She needs to go on that journey with God. And then like a week after that, she relapsed again, and before this relapse, me and my siblings were talking about it, and we were like, if she relapses again, I can't have the emotional strain on me to keep living with her, because it is so stressful. So before this happened, we decided that if it happened again, that we wouldn't want to live with her. And yeah, so what happened was basically me, my sister and my brother, my 2 younger sisters and brother, went into, like, we stayed in this cottage for a while with our godparents while like the social worker people decided what to do. And now my brother is fostered by our godparents, and me and my younger sister are fostered by a family from our church that we love and adore. And my older sister is currently, like, she's 18, so she's currently, obviously it's quarantine, so she's not at uni, but she's not at home with my mum.
So on my Instagram, I asked if anyone was wondering like specifics of my testimony, and I got one question that said, is there any parts of your testimony that made you doubt the existence / goodness of God? I guess maybe when, like, for 2 years when me and my dad were having like difficulties, I guess during that time when he was saying really mean things to me, like one example from the top of my head that I can always remember is, Lucy, the devil's inside of you, Lucy, you're not my daughter, I don't want anything to do with you, like things like that. I guess in that time I was like, why would God put me in a family like this, like, is he even real? But other than that, I don't think there's specifically any parts where I was like, is God even real? I think it's just like a not a daily thing, but like something that you have to tackle with in your Christian faith. And it just comes and goes in ways where you doubt God, you know he's real, and that is something, that's some part of faith that you have to go through. So I guess not really, but especially, so maybe, not really, but maybe when me and my dad were going through difficulties and he was saying really mean things to me, I was like, is God even real if he would make this happen? But no, I think just generally maybe doubting the existence of God and the goodness of God.
But yeah, guys, that is me finished.
So I just want to say that I love both my parents so much. Like, me and my dad have reconciled before, and yeah, we reconciled before he passed. And although there was difficulties when my mum would get drunk and have lots of alcohol consumption, we still did have great times, and I still love her dearly. And then 3, I'm so thankful to God for protecting me and loving me through everything I've been through, and he wants to protect you and love you for everything you've been through. 2, 3, I'm thankful for all the support throughout my whole entire life. So if you've been there like for a year or 17 years, I'm thankful for your support. And then I guess the last thing, if you've been affected by any of like anything that I've said in this video, please don't hesitate to message me. I'm happy to help you through or guide you to the right people that can help you. Yeah, but other than that, I'm really excited for this video, and I hope you like listening to my entirety of the testimony. Yeah, other than that, I'm Lucy Moore, and that is my life. I hope you liked listening to my testimony, and if you did, please give it a thumbs up, a comments of like your opinions on your testimony, or if you want to share your testimony with me. And yeah, follow me on Instagram, which is DiamondDeeperLM, and you'll get a shorter version of my testimony on there. But yeah. Please subscribe and share with friends and family, because #SaveThisNation.